Dean?
Mr. Dean.
Not again.
Police from Scotland Yard. Yes, again, I'm afraid.
I don't have anything with children here.
Scotland Yard detectives raid a man suspected of pornography. They have information that Robert Dean has been taking obscene photographs of young boys.
I've finished with the kiddie stuff.
Have you?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't touch it. You know, I don't even want to know anyone connected with it.
Yes.
I've been away twice, for Christ's sake.
Yes.
The detectives are from the squad which, in their own words, deals with the darkest side of human nature.
Now, you people have written
Scotland Yard's Obscene Publications Squad. Scotland Yard for examination. The Obscene Publications Squad investigates adult and child pornography. Last year they seized 2,500 magazines and books, 13,000 photographs and almost 17,000 videos. Cases involving 368 individuals or companies were referred to the Crown Prosecution Service. The videos and magazines taken from Dean's flat were examined but contained nothing illegal.
Right. Yeah, the next we'll have to take down to the man, won't we?
At this point, the detectives working on the Dean case were given a new lead by a colleague who'd been working with police in Kent.
And those are what Dean's sent to the man in Canterbury.
Police in Canterbury executed a warrant and seized material down there, which plainly has been sent to the chap in Canterbury by Dean. There's correspondence from Dean to the chap in Canterbury, and so there's no doubt that the photographs that were seized from there, sent by Dean, are indecent. They're indecent photographs of a boy aged about 10, 11. Possibly Dean didn't have any material at his home address, but he's certainly dealing in indecent photographs of children. I'll obviously have to liaise with Canterbury to see A, what they're doing down there, and B, whether there's any way we can link the two jobs.
Right, that all comes out of where? Yeah.
Pornographers usually exchange obscene videos and magazines through a network. Dean had sent photographs of young boys to a man called Christopher Ashby in Kent.
He's got a file where he's sort of been in touch with a place that deals in all witchcraft bits and pieces, you know, the books on the occult and everything else.
Can you just remind me what Ashby is down here?
He's a school teacher. He's now a supply teacher. He's given up full-time teaching, but he's 2 days a week.
On the basis of this and the letters from Dean to Ashby, really there's enough to nick Dean for suspected indecent assault on the boy that he mentions in the letters.
Yeah.
So I think that's our intention for, well, probably next week if we can sort it out.
You're specifically looking for?
The Scotland Yard detectives were then told about a particularly unpleasant
Mailing address that he's using, and in his letters he's been very sort of careful about how his post's collected.
It's hardly surprised. This is the video with the 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Sounds fairly horrendous, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The abuse had taken place in a room where a television set was playing the children's film The Snowman.
Did he say please, Phil? I thought he said please, Hugh. It's a Geordie accent the boy's got, isn't it?
Yeah.
The sound of the child has been faded. It's too distressing to broadcast.
Well, it's horrendous. It's the worst child pornography. It ranks with the worst child pornography I've ever seen. It's a British boy, aged about 7, and a British guy is committing that sort of offence against him and taking a video of it, and it's horrendous. I mean, we all heard how much in distress that boy was, and that sums it up for me. That's what child sex offences are all about. The distress of that boy was awful.
Dean was not implicated.
Yes.
You don't have to say anything unless you wish to do so. What you say may be given in evidence. Do you understand that you don't have to say anything?
Yeah. Well, honestly, I haven't touched it about a minute.
Right, okay. Perhaps you'd like to just sit down for a while. Now what we're going to do, if you remember last time...
Oh, I didn't know to.
Listen,
I
Mr.
didn't
D.
know nothing.
Listen to me. You remember last time we searched this house, didn't we? Yeah. We searched it as best we could.
Yeah.
To see if we could find incriminating evidence, yes? We didn't find anything, as it happened. So today, we've brought a specialised search team, and they're going to take this house apart, okay, to find what we think we missed last time.
Don't miss it, honestly.
Okay. Well, we'll find out, all right? So there'll be a lot of police officers in here, and we're going to keep you here at the house until they've completed their search, all right?
These books are written in oral form.
Can you pass and tell me
What's that? Bundle of court letters, negatives and photographs.
Right. So, a letter written, Dear Chris, slave boy. Thought you would like my letter heading. You can imagine yourself in that position, I'm sure. And you can see it's completely obscene. We've found really what we were looking for. I mean, this is a boy who we will have to identify. I mean, the search has been very thorough, and there may well be some more material there yet. We don't know. They're still searching. It's been going on now for 3.5 hours. But I'm very pleased at this point that we've found those indecent photographs of that boy. We've certainly got enough now to deal with him for possession of indecent photographs. And although he has denied consistently that he's a paedophile, he says, I don't take any interest in young boys anymore. That's just not the way they work. I mean, you don't suddenly stop being interested in that particular age group. And it's quite clear that he hasn't stopped. And he won't.
In July 1993, he was found guilty of distributing indecent photographs of children and sentenced to 18 months in prison.
That overall scene with the background, and then the best we can pick out of the assailant, which is...
The Obscene Publications Squad had taken over the investigation of the offences on the video shown to them in Canterbury by the Kent Police.
There's one of the victims sitting in it, and I mean, you've got a black gate there, yeah, and a fence, what looks like a wall and a railing fence behind it. I mean, it's just a chance in a million that you might know the location.
We could leave that photo.
See, the
Bit of housing there seems a bit odd. See, you've got railings on this, but you've got solid brick walls right the way around. What I'll do, as I say, I'll put it out, see if any of the officers at Wellingborough and Rushton can identify them sort of premises.
yeah. It's got to be a miracle to hit it just by driving around the streets, but it's always worth it.
Anything in this sort of case is worth a try.
Well, that's right, yeah. Well, it doesn't look like it on first sighting, does it?
No, unless when we come down we get in there.
The records of the Jaguar were incomplete, so Passingham began tracing the history of the car with the first owners, Grosvenor Contracts Leasing in Wellingborough.
Mr. Clark, at the moment, obviously I'm trying to restrict the number of people who know are inquiring into that vehicle, even within this building. Right. Did the car ever come back into your possession?
The company rented the Jaguar to a customer shortly after acquiring it.
It looks to me as if this came back on the 27th of February for repairs and never went out again.
So when would you have actually sold it? You obviously
We
sold it, don't
actually
you?
sold it on to our subsidiary company on the 15th of March, and they traded it then.
And where was they?
Northampton Car Auctions, or National Car Auctions at Northampton.
And that's the last you see of it?
The last, yeah.
Next, Passingham visited the Northampton Police Vehicle Intelligence Bureau.
Inquire on the history of a vehicle, whether you're able to tell me if there's any financial, or you keep any financial history on a vehicle.
They discovered that Northampton Car Auctions had sold the Jaguar to a well-known local dealer.
So it did go straight to them?
Yeah.
So why didn't the Golders of Macklin show date of acquisition until many months later?
If it's a trader, they don't always, because for some reason it's another name in the logbook.
Have you got a chassis number?
Yes. That's the printout.
That's the car.
That's the one. So, is this your first customer?
Yes.
What's...
Mr. Philip Dean Taylor, Chartered Trust.
Philip Dean Taylor. That's good. Could we have a copy of this, please?
Get the purchase file out as well. Blue copy purchase.
Well, look, I'm resisting the temptation to get too excited, but that's quite a coincidence, isn't it?
Why?
Oh, Phil. I don't know. Oh, sorry, I thought you realised. Phil's the...
You haven't briefed me on this, Phil.
Phil is referred to, the boy who's abused, refers to the abuser as Phil. Sorry, I thought you knew. I wondered why you were getting so excited. And the boy is called Jamie. So Phil is the suspect. We're waiting for Phil to turn up out of these searches and checks, and he's turned up. I think that's a fantastic coincidence so far.
We're going to go down now to the address and see if there are any cars outside, take registration numbers. We'll probably go back to Nottingham, do some checks, try and find out the man's date of birth and see if he's known. If he is known, it may well shorten the inquiry quite a lot.
The guy the lads from Tier 13 have been looking for appears to be the same individual located with an own paedophile index. The facts, the figures, the description, the accent, the location of birth, all appear to the same, I think, probably the same guy who appears on the film.
It's probably the very latest address.
Well, it's a Dawson House. If my memory serves me right, it's a Dawson House. It's in the middle of the recognised vice area in the city. His MO on previous occasions is not dissimilar to what he's been doing with the poor kids on the film. Yes, the guy's got a serious problem here, serious sexual problem, a definite interest in young children, a preference for boys in particular, and he has a preference for committing acts of oral sex with the kids.
And is there any mention of violence used?
There is some suggestion of that, yeah. But we've got 3 addresses to work on, which is important.
Yes, right. The last address is as current as April, which is pretty good. Because the minute you knock on it, even 4 address, if he's not there and you show out, it's going to get back to him when we've lost him.
The identification of a suspect in Operation Cathedral had wider implications for the head of the Obscene Publications Squad at New Scotland Yard.
Having identified Taylor in Nottingham, we know that he has supplied a middleman. Ashby in Kent received the material from the middleman, and by working from both ends, from Ashby and from Taylor in Nottingham, we hope to identify the middleman who has been a long-term target of the branch.
Now since then, the only thing we can find out about him is that he's got conviction for excess alcohol and drunken disorder for 1990, and he's currently disqualified. Sometime early in 1990, £95,000, and they don't require a mortgage. So it's a bit of an unknown quantity, but I'm hoping it's going to be the main address we're going to do today. So there'll be myself, Wendy and Mick at the front door. The two Met lads will be with me, hopefully just checking. Number 5. No. Right.
You're not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so, but what you say may be given in evidence.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what's circumstances of the arrest or the allegation?
Yes. The allegation is one of indecent assault on a child of 10 years, on a young boy.
I'll tell you what we need to do. Ascertain your details, name, address, account for your property, and then tell you what your rights are. Okay? Tell me your surname first of all.
Taylor?
Taylor?
Yeah.
Your first name, Mr. Taylor.
Philip?
Is that one L?
Yeah.
Middle names?
Dean?
Dean?
Yeah.
Any others?
No.
And your address?
Here?
No fixed abode?
No fixed aboard.
Can you empty your pockets out for me first of all, then, Philip, please?
That's it.
Is that it? Have you got laces in at all? Can you take your laces out for me? Nothing else in your pockets?
No.
No. Have you got a watch on, jewellery, anything like that?
No.
No. Right, what I need you to do now then is just to sign the form here. I'll tell you what you're signing for.
On the 30th of October 1992, Philip Dean Taylor pleaded guilty to indecent assault on a minor. He was sentenced to 6 years in prison. The boy was traced and is receiving therapy.
The work of this branch is often very distressing. After all, we all have children of our own. But there are compensations attached to it. The main one being that we feel that we are actually rescuing children from abuse. That's the most important thing.
Right.
You're not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so, but what you say may be given in evidence.
Yeah.